we're just gonna, whatever kind of comes to mind. I think maybe mental health, considering we talked about mindfulness last time, and I kind of want to recognize a point that I made in the last video where I said that it shocks me that some people don't just assume everyone else is mentally ill. So let's get started on my makeup and we'll have a little conversation. There we go. This is closer to my everyday makeup routine, but I'm trying some new techniques to hopefully make it more ASMR friendly, so I think we might need a little more than that. I really need to clean this. Just this morning, I was talking to a friend of mine who's just been offline the last couple of weeks, and she's been quite stressed out because of things in her personal life. And of course, I sent her a message like, hey, just know you're not alone. You have people who love you and want to support you. You don't have to suffer by yourself. And she said that it was very helpful. And I pretty frequently send my friends messages reminding them that they are loved and that they matter, usually on holidays. So the last time that I did would have been on Valentine's Day, and I missed St. Patrick's Day because I don't celebrate it, and a lot of people that I know don't really celebrate it because we're kind of in a bad economic time, which has been kind of making everybody depressed. I know for a lot of people, depression is like a new feeling. For me, I have struggled with depression since I was probably in about like the 3rd grade. I had a very tough home life, so coping with depression is not something that is at all new for me. Just applying a little extra here because I can see on my camera I'm a little red, and I don't want that. Usually I would just wear a foundation if I was going somewhere, but I don't really care. I'm not going anywhere today. I pretty frequently miss school, if I'm not gonna lie, despite being very productive while I am at home. My depression does keep me from leaving the house because everything outside of my house feels so tiring. space that feels safe. The way that I could best describe it is that, like, my space feels round and everything else feels angular. And, like, I am a little bubble or balloon. So, of course, I want to be in the place where I'm not going to be hitting jagged things and popping myself. And that might sound really over dramatic, and it kind of is. But that's okay. I can feel how I want to feel. Well, okay, I don't want to feel that. I can feel how I'm feeling. God damn it. Here we go. My last video that I did ASMR, I really snatched my nose. And I will say, I don't love it that thin. So, we're going for a little less today. It always looks really harsh on the camera. In real life, it really doesn't look that bad. In real life, this just looks the exact same as I did it yesterday, so that's great. Awesome. Love that for me. My depression during my college program has very much kept me from being more consistent on my YouTube, because it always feels like everything else is so tiring that once I get down to, like, editing, oh, that was a little blush, oh girl, Jesus, okay, jeez, oh, okay, alright, okay, once I get down to, like, editing after I do homework and work and ensure my personal relationships, all of their needs are met. Oh my god, that is so much blush. I would sit down and just not want to edit. And my depression, I'm really good at talking myself into things. I genuinely would tell myself, like, oh my god, I don't like editing. Editing takes so long. It's so boring. No, it's not. It's not. I do enjoy editing. But sometimes it's true, I don't want to spend, like, multiple hours editing, like, a 10-minute video, that only I'm gonna watch, and then stress myself out about it not being out on a certain deadline when no one cares. Like, I gave myself the deadline of Friday at 2 p.m. But no one's sitting at the computer at, like, 1:59, like, oh boy, the next Night Noodles video is coming out. So if it's late, like, it's literally fine. I don't know, things became very overwhelming, I guess, in other aspects of my life, and I just couldn't do it anymore. And it kind of made me feel a little bit guilty for a short time. because I knew every time I showed the nice things that I make, it would only be met with, oh, you should sell that, which maybe was their way of saying, oh, that's really nice. But what they were also telling me is that there is no point in being creative unless you're going to make money off of it. At least in their eyes. It made me feel like I would never get any kind of approval unless it was like making money. And it kind of killed the joy of creation for me for a lot of different things. And I have slowly been trying to get over that. Like, last year I picked up sculpting again after about 5 years or so of not sculpting because of that treatment that I got of, you should just be making money off of it. I had to put down my crochet for maybe a year as well because I felt the pressure from the internet of I need to monetize it. And I guess what I'm trying to say here is that the whole thing about YouTube is that you're basically trying to monetize yourself. And I don't obviously care that much about being caught up into the algorithm or making videos that specifically appease the algorithm. But would it be really cool to make money off of the videos that I make? Sure. But I don't make my videos for anybody other than me. So I'm not going to. Be monetized anytime soon because there's like 8 billion people in the world and there is only one me. And one me watching my own videos isn't enough to get monetized. So I tend to wear myself thin due to that. This college program is one thing that has worn me thin because I kind of realized I don't think I want to do food science in my 20s. At least I think I want to be a nail tech. And talk to people and interact with customers and stuff like that. Where to working on that corporate level as a food scientist, producing new products, it doesn't sound fulfilling anymore. I really, really wanted to work with food. That was my thing. I love working with food. I love cooking for people. But it doesn't seem right to me anymore. And there's a lot of pressure for me to take my product and my product development and move forward with it as a business. But I'm truly not very passionate about it. And it's tough because my prof is so supportive and she's offered to get me in contact with people in the industry, and there's a program at my college that I was told that I should talk to about starting this business, and I have but I don't know, parts of it just doesn't seem right to me, I guess. I guess the model doesn't seem right to me, because like the business model that they want me to go down is a product on shelves. I think I would much prefer to have, like, because my idea is ice cream, have an ice cream parlor with like a micro bakery in it, and then I don't know, because I do love doing nails, still be an independent nail tech on the side, which would have to wait hours until I could hire people, until I could not have to be there every day during the business. And that is just something, like, I don't want to wait. I guess I don't want to wait to do the thing that I really, really love. Because when it comes down to kitchen jobs, I get to a point where I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I hate this. And then my attention to detail goes down because I don't care. And it sucks because, like, I want to, but I can't find it within myself to do so. Like, to care. And I don't know if it's like just a self-confidence thing or what, but I'm like always finding reasons why I don't think my business idea could work in the long term. And to be fair, like, certain ingredients are not widely cultivated, so it would cause struggles with sourcing, and ingredients would become quite expensive, and that price would have to be pushed onto the consumer. And considering that in Canada we're not in a great time economically, it doesn't feel like a good time to, like, start a business where I'm selling super artisanal ice creams that are going to be really expensive, you know? And that's, like, also where the idea of, like, having a micro bakery on the side kind of comes in, of like, okay, if people don't want the ice cream in summer, and especially in winter, we have options for those people. We can do better, we can do different things. And it almost sort of echoes an idea that I had when I was in culinary, where I really wanted to start a business where it was all prepackaged meals. Then people could come in, people could talk to the people who made them, and, like, have good nutritional choices that were good for them, choices that were open for people who are vegan, whatever. Like, you could custom order if you wanted, but a majority of the proceeds would go towards local food insecurity charities. And I just, again, at that time, felt like I couldn't, because the economy is not great, and food is the food industry is notoriously bad for, if you're not profitable in, like, the first 2 years, you're probably gonna close. And I just thought about it, and I'm like, I don't know if I'd be able to do that in 2 years. So I've been told that I have a business mind, but I don't believe the people who have said that to me, because I feel like I get in my own way, and that's why I would never be a good business person, because you have to be so delusionally sure of yourself that you're gonna make all that hurt. Fuck. Oh my god. Note to self, don't scrape your eyeball with a mascara wand. I don't know, I feel like this kind of went all over the place, I guess. This is sort of like a verbal showcase of how depression does kind of find its way into every avenue of your life. As I said, I've dealt with it for a long time, so maybe I'm just a little desensitized to how it affects my other areas. And I sort of just wait for a day where I don't feel depressed anymore. So I keep moving forward, doing these things that people tell me that I should, in hopes that one day I will be on the other side and I'll be so glad that I didn't stop, because I'll be in the good place that I want to be in. Because nothing in your life changes unless you actively try to make it change. That was something that I always thought about in high school. I knew many girls who would complain about how things sucked, how their friends were not great to them, or their boyfriends sucked, or whatever, how they felt like they were going nowhere, but opportunities were constantly showing themselves to them and they just wouldn't take them because they were just waiting for it to just happen. And nothing just happens. You have to make the effort. You have to, like, shake the pan to get the cold, you know? I wonder if that had sound. Oh, this one will be good. It's magnetized. Frequently, I will usually only journal when, like, something or someone has really bothered me, or a situation is bothering me. But my depression also sort of is in that realm, because depression affects people who think about the past too much, which is funny because I feel like I don't actively think about it, but it still affects me every day. So I journal. The journaling helps get the way that I'm feeling out, instead of just waiting for it to disappear, because sometimes that works. Most of the time it doesn't. Waiting for yourself to feel a certain way isn't gonna just happen, especially with motivation. Motivation doesn't just come to you. You have to do something for the motivation to find you again. I guess the tip I can give you if you are struggling with that is just tell yourself, just do it for 5 minutes. When I heard that in therapy, I was like, that's kind of dumb, but no, it really is helpful. Just doing it for 5 minutes helps. You don't want to do your homework, just do it for 5 minutes, and then after that 5 because you're tricking your brain into being like, no, like, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do this. And then you do it and like it's fine and you overcome the hurdle. But I will say also, as someone who's neurodivergent, that sometimes 5 minutes does feel like I'm lighting myself on fire. Me and my therapist are quite sure that I have ADHD and I might be autistic. So forcing myself to do things sometimes is really, really hard. And I haven't found tools that help me combat it yet. I've seen people on the internet frame their like to-do list as like a quest list, because they're more likely to do it if it's like a side quest thing, like from a video game, make life feel like a video game, or like a dopamine menu. And I don't know, it just, that kind of thing, I guess, doesn't really work for me. So yeah, creation, I guess, could be on my